Hey YouTube, this is Cheese Factory, and this is a deck profile for my deck of the format. This is Windups, and this is the deck that I will be playing for this format. Because I think it's really good, and I think it's pretty underrated, and I really like Windups. I've actually always really liked Windups. I thought they were a really fun deck, but I didn't really play them much when they were the thing. But now I am, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm 4-0 with this deck so far, against inzektors, 2 Edrags, and 1 Fire Fist. It's really strong. Like, the ability to beat Edrags is just ridiculous, because it's really hard. First of all, just because elemental dragons are like the forever comeback deck. No matter what you do, they can always continue to spam. So you basically have to OTK, and this is a deck that can do that. And even when you don't OTK, you can get plays off, and you can keep getting plays off because the windups can just spam forever, especially with the emergency teleport engine. So for the actual deck, I'm running Magician, Triple Rabbit, Triple Rat, Triple Shark, Warrior, Soldier as normal. I'm running 5 hand traps because the meta gets killed by hand traps. Like, this is kind of mandatory, the triple max C for the Elemental Dragon matchup, and then it's also strong in pretty much every matchup. Just max C is so good in this format. I was a little bit worried it would be cloggy, but so far, like, having a max C is always plus. I've never had it be dead. Veilers can be dead, but it's really rare because it's just so good. I don't know, like, the only time it's bad is if you have like 3 hand traps in one hand, and even if if 2 of those are max Cs, it's basically a good hand anyway, just because you draw so much off of it. These are so good, it's crazy. You just have to run it. Double Summoner Monk for the OTK with Shark. If you have Summoner Monk and Shark, you can OTK off that, which I'll go into later. Double Psychic Commander for triple emergency teleport. I was originally running 3 commander, but I decided I just needed to cut, and this was where I cut. Because I don't feel like you ever want to draw it. You only want to be summoning it with E-Tele. Sure, this means the 3rd emergency teleport's dead, or if you draw one, more emergency teleports are dead, but the point where that's a problem is just so small. So I'm running this because obviously you can use it for the rank 3s, like emergency teleport, and then go with rat or whatever. But the bigger thing is E-Tele for this, and then with any of these 5 cards you can make Crimson Blader, because they can all be level 5 for him. And Crimson Blader, Elemental Dragons, it's just stomp. It's really strong. I feel like the ability to make Crimson Blader is just mandatory in this deck, because Elemental Dragons are such a hard matchup. Well, I don't know if I should say they're such a hard matchup, but if you don't put a ton of stuff in your deck to stop them, they become a really hard matchup. So I feel like you need to run it all. And even so, both of my wins were, at least the second one was pretty close, and there were some scary moments. Triple MST. This, I feel like you have to run this. It's just so good, especially against like Fire Fist and such. And also anyone who's main decking Vanity's Emptiness or Skill Drain, you just need the MSTs. Triple Teleport. Only 2 factories because there's only 12 windups, and you only ever really want to search rat or shark, so there's not really any point to running 3. It just doesn't increase consistency. Mind control, I'm not set on yet, but you can obviously do a lot of XYZ plays because you can change levels so much, and you can sync aid if you have the Veiler and you grab an Elemental Dragon or something. I might take it out for, I'm not even sure what yet, but I don't know. I'll leave it in for now. Book of Moon is so solid. It's like one of the staples of the format. Dark Hole, of course. Transmigration, I'm still running because mermails, and you can also like get extra commanders back if you need it, or if you have searches, you can get extra rats back or whatever. I feel like it's really solid, and also the Dragoonities, you can get rid of their phalanxes. You know, it's really good. Or like against Karikion, you can bounce its target. Solemn Warning. Torrential Tribute, Compulse, Bottomless, Double Deep Prison, just solid traps. I do need a control aspect in the deck, so that's where that is. And 1 Call the Haunted. I kind of wanted to do like 3, but it's just not feasible. So I thought 1 was fine. For the extra deck in rank 3s, I'm running... Tina, please shush. My dog is squeaking, but that's fine. Zen Mains, Invoker, Leviair, Giga Brilliant, and Leviathan are all I'm running for 3s. The extra deck's really short on space, because you need the double Pappy for the OTK, and you also need the rank, or the level 8s for the Psychic Commander. And you're also XYZing in so many different ranks, so it's kind of hard. Gaga Cowboy, Abyss Dweller, and Double Pappy are my regular rank 4s. You can see how low that is. Like, there aren't any, like, Utopia or just standard beaters in there. Does Utopia even run anymore? Like, there's so many other good rank 4s. Cowboy is like my get over stuff 4, but I don't actually summon him very much. Dweller, he's a 22 beater, so that's not bad, and if you have, like, Leviathan or whatever, he's pretty solid. Double Pappy is, again, for the OTK. Ouroboros is my 3 level 4s, just 27, can bounce stuff, can discard from hand, you know, it's really good. Also, banishing stuff from graveyard. Getting rid of opponent's material is really good, because graveyard is basically a resource in this game. Volcasaurus and Tyrus, I'm not running the, what is it called, the Gaia, for the Volcasaurus, just because of space, and I feel like Volcasaurus is still really solid even without it. Stardust, Crimson Blader, and Scrap Dragon. I am thinking about cutting out Stardust or Scrap in order to get the Gaia, but right now I just like this. They're just all so good, and it's pretty easy to summon them. For the side deck, Double Mind Crush is for Fire Fists and Prophecies. I haven't faced any Prophecies yet, but I feel like it'll be fine. Just because you can Mind Crush the Priestesses and they do so much searching, you can see their hand all the time. 3 Imperial Ironwall for the Elemental Dragons. You know, it's mandatory. 1 Dimensional Fissure is for, what's it called? I have my notes here somewhere for the matchup stuff. It's for Dragoonides, primarily, is for what the Defusion is for. It's pretty strong against that, and for Bunjin is the biggest one. Because I feel like Bunjin are one of the hardest matchups for this deck. They just have such good control and are so resistant to spam stuff. So that's what that's for. Soul Drain is for E-Dragons and Mermails. Oh, Defusion is also for Mermails, yeah. This is like a 4th Iron Wall, so, you know, again, kind of needed. T-Kings for Bunjin and Dragoonides. 1 Lightning Vortex for the Blackwing matchup. They spam, you remove their spam. It's 1 Swift Scarecrow for E-Dragons. It's so good. It's like a turn of safety against any sort of OTK. You could also do it against Mermails or any sort of OTK spam deck. It's really solid. Even just the 1. Double Mirror Force is, I side it against Elemental Dragons and most spam decks, because I'm siding in the Imperial Iron Walls, so I'm taking out the Deprosons and replacing them with Mirror Forces. It's just really strong. 1 Forbidden Lance is potentially for Fire Fist, potentially for Evil Swarm, or potentially for Bunjin. It's really just anyone where I need a 4th protection spell. Double Soul Taker, I wasn't actually really sure what to have as my last 2 cards here, so I went with this. I've heard that Chaos Dragons are going to be pretty strong in this format. I haven't seen anything, but I've heard it and it seems to make sense. And this is just the classic Light Pulsar Stomper, because it forces mistiming. And I can always throw it in against control decks if I just need extra destruction. So yeah, that's the deck. The OTK I'll go ahead and mention. Summoner Monk. You activate Summoner Monk to Special Magician, and then drop Shark. Triggers Magician to summon Rat. So you now have Monk plus Rat plus Shark plus Magician. I'm bad at typing. There we go. So now you're gonna do Magician and Monk for Happy, and then you're going to use Pappy to put Rat into attack, and then use Rat to get Magician, and then you're going to put Shark to, how do I word, to level 3 in order to grab another Rat, so plus Rat, and then you're going to do this Rat and this Shark for Invoker, which is going to grab you a Warrior, and then you're going to do Warrior and Magician for a second Pappy, which lets you put your Rat into attack position, which lets your Rat grab the Shark, and then you're going to use them for Giga Brilliant, and it ends up being 19 plus 24 plus 24 plus 21, which is 88. So, 2-card OTK, you need the spell to discard for Monk, but that's why you use him basically. He's basically your extra 2 wind-up magicians. Because I think Magician Shark used to be a 2-card OTK, yeah it did. You get like 9,500 damage. So this is close. With only 1 magician you can still get a lot. So that's what you run Summoner Monk for. And yeah, that's all. This is the deck. It's really strong. It's what I'm going to be playing this format. I really like it. And that's all. This is Cheese Factory signing out.